Sheriff's Office and Chief of Detectives. I'm going to do a little bit of follow-up on the shooting, the triple murder that we had on Prince Street from last night. As you know, there's a lot of moving parts at this scene. This was a somewhat chaotic scene when we first arrived. This case we've worked through the night on. Homicide detectives have been working it since it went out. There has been a ton of community involvement in this case. The sheriff spoke last night about the community becoming involved, coming forward. That occurred in this case. The results of the community coming forward are that we made an arrest in this case. You know what the motive behind this case is. We were able to, with the community coming forward and the assistance of our crime analysis unit, identify who all the players were in this case, and identify now who the victims were that were killed last night. We had 19-year-old Danielle Melton, 26-year-old Kenneth Curry, 31-year-old Billy Johnson, and 16-month-old Mark Smith. Mark Smith is still in the hospital. His condition still is guarded. He is going to be having surgery this morning on the gunshot wound that he received last night. Our thoughts and prayers are with he and his family. Again, the community's involvement in this case was able to lead us to who the suspect in this case was. We are able to say now, without any doubt, this case is not related to the Spruce Street shooting, the incident at J.S. Johnson Park that occurred Sunday night. There was speculation at the scene as to the relationship between these two cases. Again, with the work that we did last night, these two cases are in no way, shape, or form related. Actually, the case stems back from the past couple of days. It involves a dispute over some territory and the drug selling territory of the involved parties. Within the previous couple of days from the case last night, the parties involved got into a dispute. One pistol whipped the other. The incident that occurred last night was kind of a retaliation for that pistol whipping. The incident just kind of carried forward from there to last night. The suspect that we arrested is Theotis Tyrone Deshaun Richardson. He's a 20-year-old black male. He actually lived at the location on Prince Street where the shooting occurred. He's been charged with 2 counts of murder and 1 count of aggravated battery against the child. There's ongoing efforts, even now as we speak, to locate an additional person who we believe that was involved in this case. There are detectives out currently trying to locate that person. Once information is received on who he is or where he is, we'll put forth that information to you. Again, the motive in this case is an ongoing dispute in drug-related territory. And I cannot stress the cooperation of State Attorney Angela Corey. Her staff was at the scene, stuck with us at night. It's that kind of cooperation, not only from the public, the State Attorney's Office, and our internal ability to have a handle on who these involved parties are that make these cases come together. The big piece of that is the community involvement. We have a case now that's put to rest, and answers are had before a 12-hour period is over, and it's because of the community coming forward, becoming involved, and telling us what they knew, that we know who's involved. I can answer a few questions if you have any.
You said you're still looking for someone related to this case. Who are you looking for? Do you have any information on that person?
Yeah, we know who he is. We have him identified. To release his name now would hinder the efforts of those who are out looking for him. We're going to do our due diligence to try to locate him this morning, figure out his involvement, and deal with that accordingly.
The arrest at 500 Acme Street, is that involved in this also?
Yes, arrest at 500 Acme Street, to my knowledge, had no relationship with this.
Are you not getting the same kind of community support from the incident Sunday night? Is that why we still haven't made any arrests in that case?
That would be a fair conclusion. You know, there is some community support that's coming forward in that case. But here's a case last night that occurred in an apartment complex. A lot of people saw it. Those people were willing to talk and willing to cooperate. The incident Sunday night, there was hundreds of people who were out there who could have seen what had happened and haven't come forward in the same spirit that they came forward last night.
You said this was dealing with territory and drug dealers. Was it, suppose it was gang related?
We have no relationship that any of these involved parties are actually gang members or certified gang members. These are kind of drug entrepreneurs that, you know, they go out and have their own territory and Sometimes they get in these beefs and disputes, and that's what occurred a couple of days prior to this. It led to what happened last night. It's obviously not a good thing.
Were the victims drug entrepreneurs as well?
The victim, Danielle Melton, she was a bystander at the scene, as well as Mark Smith, the child. The other parties that were involved were those involved in the dispute. The two that we mentioned, Kenneth Curry and Billy Johnson, were those who had some relationship with the group that was working with the allegation.
So just so I'm clear, the child and the woman who died, they were mother and son?
No, they were not related.
Not related at all?
They're not related.
You have 2 charges of murder, but there were 3 people dead, correct?
That is correct.
Why only 2 charges of murder?
The suspect that we arrested last night, we were able to clearly say that the 2 shootings were committed by him, as well as the aggravated battery against the child. The 3rd victim, we're still working through who the person who is responsible for his murder is. That is part of our ongoing investigation.
Any other questions? I've got a last question. I know you said it's not gang related, but is it possible that somehow they're involved in these quote-unquote rap groups?
We haven't found anything that's associated with any kind of entertainment or rap groups. These are guys who are out selling drugs, and it's the kind of thing that they get into.
All right.
So basically, we got 2 shooters, sir? I mean, that's what,
It's fair to say yes.
okay.
Okay. Thank you.
Thank you all very much for your cooperation.
Thank you.